The 2016 movie Split, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, is a contemporary psychological horror movie that uses the horror trope of dual personality in surprising and unconventional ways. The split personality trope is not new to horror, seen for example in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Psycho, and in possession movies like The Exorcist. In her book, The Monstrous Feminine, Barbara Creed identifies Regan from The Exorcist as belonging to that lineage of dual personality horror figures. She says the possessed or invaded being is a figure of abjection in that the boundary between self and other has been transgressed. This also applies to James McAvoy's character, Kevin Wendell Crumb, who has dissociative identity disorder with 23 different personalities and a 24th being developed. The Beast! One of his characters, Dennis, has kidnapped 3 girls by knocking out one of the girls' dads and invading the car while 2 of the girls are distracted by their phone. The lead girl, Casey, is technology-free, but is unable to escape. We see the depth of his personalities in a scene where Casey gets out of the room she is being kept in while Kevin is not home, and she finds an older-style desktop computer. At first she tries to connect to the internet, only to find that it is unable to connect. She then discovers that the computer is used solely as a video diary for each of the 23 personalities. The computer acts as an impartial, detached platform to distinctly present each personality as their own person. The videos show that each personality has a unique way of speaking, dressing, and in some, their physiology changes, such as Jade, who is diabetic.
All the doctors, besides Dr. Fletcher, say that we're the same person, just personalities. Huh? How do you explain I'm the only one that needs these, you motherfucker?
This characteristic of dissociative identity disorder is shared with possession, such as Regan, who, despite being a little girl, is able to throw a grown man out of her window and down a flight of stairs. Mental illness of this sort and possession each juxtapose science and psychology. And thus we get psychological horror. In Stephen Handke's article on the emergence of psychological horror, he defines it as based on a concept of horror that locates the site of anxiety and abjection within the human mind. Movies like Split and The Exorcist are examples of psychological horror because they aren't so much scary as they are disturbing. The content in them falls into the category of the abject and outside of the norm of society. Peter Byrne suggests that multiple personalities are popular in cinema because the format of film allows for the warping of space and time, and its ability to represent different points of view lends itself uniquely to these portrayals. He also suggests that mental illness is a mystery in and of itself and has its own set of mythology. The computer recording all of Kevin's personalities warp reality by not rooting each video in a specific time frame. They just exist on this otherwise empty computer, making them timeless. This gives each personality a sense of authority and individuality that heightens the psychological terror of his character because it gives each personality strength, and each are just as confused about their existence as you, the viewer.